Okay, it's the 14th of November today. I've got 2 packages and I'm not very happy because both of them have got rips in them where they've been opened. Where's the other one gone? There it is. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a hole in that one there as well. Yeah. I'm hoping they're going to be alright. I really don't like these jiffy bag type things because they basically provide practically no protection. But yeah, this is Sirens of Time, which I do already own this, but I don't know where it is. And the reason I don't know where it is because it used to be at my granny's. And obviously when she passed away at the end, towards the end of last year. Oh, I've just noticed, look what the hell's happened there. That has come off the spool. There we go. Thankfully it snapped back into position. That looks like... Is that mould in there? Ooh. These might need a cleaning out. Oh, this has not had a good time. Yeah, this is not in good condition at all. Look at what's happened to the cassette there. I'll have to check that afterwards. This one, that looks like a bit of mould there. God. Thing is, this was the only picture shown on Vinted. I got this off Vinted, but yeah, I'm not happy about that. And then this other one is off eBay, and this is a bunch of Big Finish cassettes. But yeah, the reason I don't know where my Sirens of Time is, my original one, is basically because when moving stuff from that was at my granny's back home, basically all of it is just currently, like a good 90% of it is just in storage at the minute, so yeah. But the reason I wanted it is because obviously we've got Sirens of Time Redux coming out, which I've ordered the cassette of, so yeah, I would like to do a comparison. So here's the first one. All of these, this eBay lot cost me £13 something, whereas this cost me £6 something on its own. So yeah, but this, I think I've got this one already. Number 12, yeah, I've got number 12 already. I think there's only one in here that I didn't have before. I've definitely got this, the Fearmonger. I've definitely got Red Dawn. Definitely got that one. So, like, basically, it was a job lot and there was only really one among it. Oh! Ooh, a few cracks on the back. I believe I do have a Spectre of Lanham Moor. Again, this was only available as a big bundle together. Yeah, I've got this one as well already. It's got a crack on it. I'll have to check the pictures to see if they are, or whether they've received the damage on the way here. We'll see. I think it's number 10 I don't have. That was in this bundle, if I remember rightly. Or was it a different one? Yeah, I think this is the one I didn't have. Let's double check it's got the right. Yeah. And look, that one, nice, lovely condition, that one. Very good condition, actually. Yeah, so thankfully, the one I mainly got it for. I think, yeah, number 4 got that one. So yeah, that one I think was the only one I... Actually, no, did I have this one or not? I've got it on CD, I can't remember if I've got the cassette, I'll have to double check. I might not have this one either. Whispers of Terror, which is falling to bits. Tape looks alright though. Tape looks alright, which is the main thing. But yeah, the hinges on the box are not particularly holding because there's a... The reason it's not holding because there's a crack along here, and that's making it not hold. I might swap the box on this one for another one. I'll have a look in a moment. But for now, there we go. So yeah, let's have a look at this one here, and put my cassette deck on, and we'll fast forward a little bit.
Yes, that's it. Final madness.
It seems to be playing that bit all right. Yeah, I think fast forwarding that has done the job. You can see the little bit of mould there on the tape actually. If I twist it round, you can just about see it there. And some on the other side. Thankfully though, I should be able to clean it off. It's not too bad, thankfully. If it was, I wish it wasn't a welded cassette, because it'd be a much easier job if it wasn't. Oh, there's the bag bit of the tape there. Don't know if you can see that. Just there. That bit there sticking up. Okay, so I haven't got to that bit yet. Oh, and the tape keeps coming out there, see? Yeah, I think what's happened is bits of the plastic inside are it's just not holding the spool in there correctly. Let me put it in and we'll fast forward more and see if it gets all the way to the other end. But yeah, I think what's happened is basically this has been the inner shell has essentially been cracked. So we'll have a look what it's like. I can actually hear inside. I don't know if you can hear that. Oh, there it is. Look, there's a snap bit of plastic just there, rolling around inside. But yeah, this is not in brilliant condition. Let's just see if it's still playing alright.
Technical. Flight deck out. We will destroy.
Alright, so it's seemingly playing alright, so at least that's the case. Yeah, the problem is also this is all printed onto the shell as well. But yeah, hopefully one day I'll find my other copy. But I'm mainly just wanting to grab another one of those just so when Signs of Time does come out I can do a comparison. Is it getting jammed? Let's try that again. Thankfully, the sprockets, I don't know what you call them, on the cassette, basically are poking through and are keeping the two spools in the correct position, so that's good. But yeah, this should not be able to, you know, get out of its position, and basically that bit of plastic is and I think the whole shell is a bit cracked around the inside bit around here. Oh yeah, it is, particularly on that side there. I don't know if you can see that. And that is what's letting it get out of position. So yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about that. But again, as long as it hopefully stays together. We'll try the other tape. We'll try the other tape just to make sure the other one's working. Because, you know, you want to make sure they're both working. So yeah, the other one is thankfully working there, and I don't know if you can actually hear that. To be honest, it's probably a good thing if you can't, because it means I'll avoid the copyright, though I only played seconds of it anyway, but hey ho. I did a live stream yesterday where I played about 20 seconds or so of Remembrance of the Daleks thing. Immediately YouTube just like, copyright! Copyright. Yeah. There we go. So still, I think I'm still missing at least one Big Finish cassette. There are 15 in total, of at least the Doctor Who ones. I've actually got the first ever Bernie Summerfield one, but yeah, there we go, people. There we go. Okay, so 6th of December today, and this package here, the price on it that I won this for was £20.69. For free delivery. And I've only bought this for one thing that's in here, and I'm struggling to work out where on earth I can probably cut there, where I can cut it, because there's tape around literally every orifice of this thing, so just trying to work out where I can maybe cut the tape. Maybe. Let's try it. Okay, so it's not from maybe this side. No. How did they tape this thing together? Is it the... Tell you what, let's just get the scissors and we'll cut. God. God, the amount of tape on this thing. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Well, this thing's harder to get in than Fort Knox. But yeah, seems to have packaged it decently well. In fact, there's even bubble. What the hell is this? Bit of the cardboard of the box. There. Oh, that newspaper smell. They do have smell, newspapers, right? There we go. And also even wrapped in bubble wrap, so I do like it when they do package things well, because some sellers, you know, will not even, you know, whereas this was free postage and they still packed it well. There we go. This is the only reason I got this. The Genocide Machine, which is the only Big Finish cassette that I didn't have. And at the time for recording, the Redux version of Sirens of Time cassette is being dispatched. So, for me, so yeah, I should get that shortly. But yeah, this is the only one I didn't have, and now I have a complete collection. There is someone, at the time of recording this, selling this on its own on eBay, but they were selling it at £15 plus £4 postage. So, basically for almost the same amount, like £1.69 more, I could get this along with some other cassettes. Ones of which I already have. But yeah, also, yeah, they twist them up a bit there. They do look in decent nick. They do look in good condition, so hooray for that. But yeah, the first 15 Big Finish releases for classic Doctor Who, and that the first 15 of the monthly range, were released on cassette. And yeah, it's not really documented very well, and that what ones were and that weren't. But yeah, it's the first 15. I think number 15 is Holy Terror, if I remember rightly. But yeah, there we go, Genocide Machine. Right, plonk that down there. But I'll have a look at the other ones I got. The Land of the Dead. Again, this one looks in pretty good condition. Yeah. Yeah, the tapes have just come a little bit unspooled. Which I've noticed quite a lot with these Big Finish ones. They do tend to come unspooled quite a bit. And that is because these double cassette boxes and that do not have basically a locking mechanism to stop the spools from unspooling. For example, show this on a normal cassette box here. You got these two little prong bits here which go through the spools of the cassette, and that is to basically stop them from unspooling and that. But with a lot of double cassettes, or even some single ones, they don't have that, so they can become unspooled when in the post. But Marion Conspiracy, first story to have Evelyn Smythe in it, which really good, pretty good story. It is a pure historical, and I'm not the biggest fan of pure historicals. I know some people go, a lot of Doctor Who fans go, oh, they're underrated and that. I've just never been the biggest fan of them because, yeah, that's just not what I go for Doctor Who for. I go for the aliens and the monsters and stuff like that. That's why out of 60s Who, I much prefer the Troughton era. Ghosts of Angspace, this actually has the sticker that says limited edition luminous glow in the dark. Basically the green on here and that will glow in the dark. Though to be honest, I don't know if that was all of them and that, or... Ooh, that one's really unspooled there. In fact, there's a little bit of mould on there. Ooh. Oh no! It's gotten stuck together, this one. I think needs a bit of re-lubricating. Yeah. Yeah, this one has got a bit of mould in it. I mean, I've already got a couple of copies of it anyway. But yeah, annoyingly though, all of these are sealed cassettes, and the problem with those is when they're sealed like that, they're all sonically welded, I should say. Basically, you can't really take them apart without breaking them. Whereas if they were screwed together, it'd be fine. Whispers of Terror. I'll wind that up a bit with my finger. There we go. That one's all right there. Yeah, the others are in, like the Big Finish ones are in really good condition. Like almost new looking. Like the cassettes themselves look almost new. Yeah, but that Ghost of Angspace one just isn't. Then again, it is a good deal older, Ghost of Angspace, because this was released in, you know, what was it, 90? I was going to say 93, it says copyright 1996 on here. Yeah, which obviously is the year of John Pertwee's death, which I swear that one was earlier. I swear it was like 95 or something, or 94. Could be wrong, that could be a re-release, for all I know. But, yeah, for the money in that, you know, just to get that last one and that in the collection, and to finally, you know, have all the Big Finish cassettes and that, I am happy with it. I am annoyed that they don't do the vinyl records anymore. I don't know why though, because they just didn't sell very well, unfortunately. Like they still, like they've had the 9th Doctor and 10th Doctor ones that they've done on like clearance, particularly on their eBay Outlook store for ages, and yeah, which is a shame because I do like to have those releases and that. But yeah, even the CD releases now, you know, don't sell like they used to, and that all seems to be more just heading all digital. And I wouldn't be surprised if one day, in the not too distant future, I'd say, you know, like maybe, let's say 10 years time, so distant-ish future, not long distant. Like, let's say in 10 years time, Big Finish releases are only available digitally. Like, and maybe you might get the odd special edition CD, which is just like a standard CD released now and then, because they refer to all of them as now limited edition CDs, because they are. Because, you know, they don't keep, they normally now, most of them now, they're only making like 4,000. And that a lot of them say that, so yeah, it is a shame that, you know, that is the way things are going, but, if that day ever was to come, I wish Big Finish would have FLAC file downloads, so lossless basically downloads on the website, because to this day you can only get them as 256 kilobit MP3s, which, yeah, considering that there are other websites that have sold Big Finish and that, where you could download them as lossless, you know, FLAC files, yeah, don't know why, you know, that's the case and that, but yeah, there we go, people, there we go. Okay, it's the 11th of January 2025. Apologies if I sound a bit nasally, but I'm still recovering from being ill, so yay. Yeah, I've had a bit of a rough 2025 so far. First I get an eye infection, and literally the day of the eye infection, I finished the antibiotics for that. I get the same bug that I got, if you remember from my last search for Doctor Who memorabilia of last year, when I went to Blackpool on my birthday. I got an illness. I got the same one again, because my mum had got it in it again. Oh, Big Finish. I hate this bloody packaging, Big Finish. Like, look at it. It makes... Oh. This is not going to do me any good. Like, seriously. Not just, you know, the fact it makes a mess, but that goes straight up my nose. And that, and will no doubt not be doing me any favours. Yeah, ugh. All over. At least, okay, I will give them credit, at least this time, they've had the sense to put, like, this bit of cardboard over the CD, so slight improvement there. So I'll give credit where credit's due. This is better than just what they were doing before, and literally, you know, just sending it in that thing, which doesn't really give protection. But this is the last one. Hopefully this is alright, yeah. So this one is Koda, The Final Act. So this is the last of the 60th anniversary specials from Big Finish. And yeah, this one was delayed. And the reason it was delayed, like, in terms of its physical release, because it was released in November last year, is because basically they had a printing error on the slipcase. So obviously this has happened once before, where they'd had a printing error on the slipcases where the foil on it wasn't sticking to it very much. You can hear my nails that's going. So basically everyone got sent new ones. Mine were actually alright. Mine were some of the few that were alright, but I got sent new ones anyway. Wow, this is a very low number. 61 out of 3,000. So, yeah, as I said, your number's just completely random. But, yeah, this is the last one out of them. And in terms of the story itself, it's got absolutely nothing to do with the incredibly loose connected story arc. Like, literally, it's just a story at the end that just happens to take place, you know, kind of immediately after. Basically, they use it as an excuse so the fugitive doctor and the war doctor can meet. So it's just like, oh, it's one of those things where, oh, you know, I can't remember actually how it goes, whether they just say, oh, time is rewritten type thing, or, oh, we will never remember. I can't remember which of it is. Whether it's one or both. I literally can't remember. But it's one of those things where it's just an excuse for them to meet. The problem is it takes a while for them to actually properly meet and interact. And, yeah, apart from the one with the Ninth Doctor and David Warner's Unbound Doctor, this is the only other multi-Doctor story in it. So, yeah. But in terms of the story, it's fine. You know, you'd think as an epilogue, and that to this huge, 8-part now saga, you'd think, it'd be better, and that or something, but to say, no, it's a story that doesn't really matter. It's got no real connection and that to the other ones, other than having the thing of, there's a bit of a the Doctor and that is, since the Doctor is recovering, from having degeneration or whatever it was they called it, just like, having that bit of an excuse there to do this type of story, which, I'm fine with them doing that. But, yeah, as a final act, for this, just like, type of thing, it's, as I said, it's not bad, but it's also not great either. Like, as I said, I'm struggling to remember it, and that as well. I'm struggling to remember it, so that'll be some indications. Now, to be fair, it was back like in November and that when I listened to it. Also, why did this take another year to come out? I don't know why. Because they were basically with Big Finish, they're given the go-ahead. Basically, they're not allowed to do any stories about whatever the current era is. And obviously 2023 and that, the Jodie Whittaker era had ended and that, and so I think it was at the start of 2023 that they got the go-ahead to start doing 13th Doctor stuff, so why this was delayed until literally a year later, the only thing I can really think of is possibly it was something to do with Joe Martin's contract. That's the only thing I can realistically think of, that, they were unable to get her until this particular date, so they delayed the release by a full year in order to accomplish that. That's the only thing I can think of. If someone actually knows, then please let me know. And when I say actually knows, I mean actually knows the real reason, not just, a fake reason that they've thought of in their head, or, something that sounds like a bit of a bullshit publicity reason. Yeah, but because I've had a lot of things where people have said, oh, it's because of this reason, which clearly is just PR bullshit. But anyway, there we go. Okay, it's the 24th of January. Our record here. It's been a while since I've gotten a Doctor Who record. The last one might have actually been Record Store Day from last year, actually. Was it? I can't remember. Cannot remember. But, yeah. I just drew that knife dangerously close to where I don't want it. Good, decent box, this. To protect it. Now, this will have no writing on it, at least not on this side. Oh, is this a single one? I thought there'd be two. That's why it was a 2LP. Is it not? Well, this basically is supposed to be The Invasion. Though it's not written anywhere, but this is the test pressing of it. So yeah, this is a test pressing of The Invasion. If you don't know what a test pressing is for a record, well, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's basically just a test pressing, just where they check it over, make sure it's all alright. and everything before, you know, they sell it off. And often these test pressings and that, sometimes they go up for sale and sometimes they don't. It just depends, but a lot of the time they'll just, you know, magically appear. That anti-static sleeve, God, look at the amount of dust this is attracting already. I don't know if it shows, but like, yeah. Second I took it out of here, I'm hoping this is the right one. I think I'll have to play it to make sure. But I swear I thought the Invasion was a 2 LP, not a single LP. But I'll have to test it out at some point just to make sure it is the right one. I'm sure it probably is. What I'll probably do is the outer sleeve I put on this, I'll probably put, not on here, but on the outer sleeve I'll put on it. I'll put a bit of masking tape on and just write what it is. So yeah, but this is a test pressing for that. This was £20, pretty cheap, particularly for test pressing as well, because a lot of the time they go for insane amounts. This same seller was also selling Doctor and the Daleks / Daleks Invasion of Earth test pressing, which I do actually have already. I actually sent that one to my friend, but unfortunately by the time I was about to send it to him when it sold, so yeah, but this went for 20 quid. I think they had 2 or possibly 3 of them, but this was the last one. I just happened to see it, because yeah, I didn't pick up the Invasion at the time, and that one along with the 5 Doctors I do regret not getting at the time, so you know, test pressing means I get to have it, and also it's a test pressing as well, so you know, it's even more limited than that than the regular one. Obviously it doesn't have the artwork or anything, and just this basic white sleeve. Sometimes they'll write on the label what it is, but sometimes they won't, because again, it's for test purposes and that only. But you know, it still will play perfectly fine in a regular record player. And generally, if it's a test pressing that doesn't, you know, is faulty or something like that, generally that will never get sold anyway. That will just go straight into the bin. And that, but yeah, there we go. There we go. Obviously not a particularly interesting thing visually to look at, but it is to talk about. At least it is for me. So yeah, there we go. Okay, it's the 18th of March. I'm not happy World of Books have sent this in literally a brown paper bag. Whoa. It's literally just fallen out there. It was, but yeah, literally this thing is paper, like literal paper. Look at that. So yeah, I don't know. It wasn't imperfect. It doesn't look like it was in brilliant condition to begin with. And that, I wonder if this thing's gotten wet at any point. Actually, it could do with a clean. Actually, it does have a bit of muck on it. But it cost me £4.95 this, and the price does vary a bit. But yeah, as I said, and they put a bloody sticker on the back. Let's hope I can get this off. I don't have any, unfortunately, lighter fluid. I do have WD-40, that is an option. It's just tearing the sticker. I'll have to sort that out later. I'll probably use a bit of WD-40 to help get the sticker off. Because basically, lighter fluid can get rid of the sticky residue, but WD-40 can help actually, you know, peel the full thing off. So, yeah, but I don't know if this shows up. It actually looks perfectly fine on camera, but I'll put it to the light there. You can see that it's all sort of wrinkly along the back. It's hard to see on camera, and that, but the whole thing is kind of like wrinkled, which makes me wonder, has this thing gotten water damage at any point? I don't know. But I do... Ooh, hang on. I think this might have belonged to a smoker. There's a slight sort of a, you know, cigarette-y type smell to it. It is the hardback edition though. It is, because I had no idea which one they'd actually send me. But it's full of a load of illustrations like this. Which, you know, I mean, could you use it to actually make your own Dalek or, say, K9? I doubt it, because it doesn't have all the accurate measurements to it. But it is a nice book, and it does have photographs on that as well. I will give this thing a clean on the outside. Thankfully the inside, it seems alright. No torn up pages or anything like that. Yeah. Yeah. Now, if you go on Internet Archive, you can actually find this as a PDF. Someone has actually scanned this entire book. Oh, interestingly, look, $4.95. That was the original price. Again, why didn't they put that sticker on this bit rather than there? I'll have to find where my WD-40 actually is. But it's not in brilliant condition. It's not in the best condition, unfortunately. It could be worse. It could be worse. But yeah, as I said, you know, I mean, some of this I know for a fact wouldn't have been caused by the way it was sent and that. But some of this, like the damage to the corners, may have been. But this section on the back here, like this, feels like water damage, and that's gotten wet at some point. And it looks like, not so much this side, but this side, there's a load of like spirals around there, and it looks like probably this is most likely being used as a drawing pad, which I explained those marks and that on there. Someone's like used this, you know, to rest on and lean on and write on. Ah, the sonic screwdriver. There it is. I don't know if there's any way to get that smell out of it. Junk, because, you know, I can't really clean it much as such. Also, wow. Doesn't that look like a GoPro? That looks a bit like a GoPro. And that. Yeah. Hey ho. 4 centimeters. Actually, right now I'll have to measure it actually. But yeah, it's actually pretty accurate actually in terms of everything else. But from there to that section there, that bit at the top there that they've lined up, that's a bit too thin, slightly too angled there. I'm just noticing that on the diagrams. Maybe that's why, you know, we've gotten so many inaccurate replicas, and that because a lot of them were probably based off this, because, you know, at the time it was probably the only material. I don't know what it is that makes me laugh about this Revenge Cyberman Angspace. I don't know. Oh god, that Cyberman looks like he's on bloody crack. It's quite funny actually, that one. Servo robots. Yeah, some of the stuff is just like kind of random in here. What year was this? I mean, it's obviously 80s, but I can't remember what year this is. Let's have a look at the copyright page. 1983. Right. And this will most likely be one that came out then, because obviously it was a paperback, And generally this thing, you know, the hardbacks will be like first editions only. The paperback will continue for longer, and that. But yeah, it's a shame you don't really get stuff like that anymore. Unfortunately, I mean, the last Doctor Who, like modern Doctor Who type book, I got was the 60th anniversary annual, and it's shit. It's shit. Most of it is filled with bloody adverts and stuff, or crap. You know, you don't get as much stuff like that anymore, unfortunately. And it has, you know, those drawings and stuff like that, like in the Dalek annuals, it has so much more charm to it. But yeah, there we go, people. There we go.